with AI generators, some people have the consensus that they make life harder with print on demand because now everyone can kind of design stuff.
Oh, the competition.
Yeah, I think that's kind of a common assumption that people have. So, in your opinion, has it made print on demand harder for you?
For me, no.
No.
For me, it's actually made it easier. Because I used to draw all my things by hand, and I still do some of those by hand. But now that I can use AI to generate the graphics and generate ideas, honestly, because a lot of times, like, I wonder if it can do this, or I wonder if it can do this. And it can create things that I feel like nobody else has. Like if you're using clip art from whatever site, everybody has access to those clip arts. But now, with my imagination, right, my creativity, I can create a prompt that maybe nobody else has ever thought of, that's not on clip art, that's not anywhere. And so that way I think I can stand out and do something different. And then, they say anybody can use, it's not copyrightable, but the chances of somebody else using your designs, if you're not sharing it online like I am, but the chances of somebody else picking the same design as yours is pretty rare.
Yeah, I agree.
So I think it really helps. Yeah,
and I find that very interesting coming from you, because a lot of people kind of argue AI is stealing work from designers or artists who they could do this themselves. But you are in this space one of the sort of top artists or designers who technically you could create a lot of those kawaii designs yourself, but still AI is making your job easier. And
yeah.
I think that's a very interesting take and perspective to kind of realize it's not like that in reality for everyone.
Yeah, in fact, I don't think I could do design with Detour with a 9 to 5 and not use AI, because I did Shirtober once where I drew everything by hand, and it was really hard. It took a lot of time, and because everything was by by hand, starting from scratch with a notepad and everything, and that just took me a lot longer. And right now I'm trying to simplify the process to get those things out with the graphic and AI. And usually I just put in some text and a little more graphics, and boom, it's a lot faster.
Yeah, it increases your productivity, and I think that's a good thing, whether you're less skilled at art or more skilled at art.
Well, I was going to say another thing that I just thought of why I wanted to do design with Detour with AI is because a lot of people have, say, you've seen a lot of these videos where it's like, you can make so much money with AI, and we've done those videos, right? And I wanted to put it to a test, because I'm looking at other people and say, hey, that looks like AI. They made a lot of sales. Maybe I can use. And so I wanted to see, well, all of these designs that I've made with design with Detour are AI. Let's see if it gets some sales, right? Kind of put it to the test and see for myself if AI is working, instead of just saying, that person made it with AI, I think I can do it too. I actually wanted to do it.
I'm glad you pointed that out, because that is one of the most interesting parts, I think, of your challenge, is that it's a bit of a case study, because all of these designs, I believe, you're uploading to multiple marketplaces, and you will share the sales afterwards, or you have already been sharing the sales the month after. But the interesting thing is, at the end of the year, which of these designs have sold, how much have they sold, does it work, does it make these incredible numbers and like outpace everyone else, or is it just like any normal print on demand experience? So yeah, I think that's another good reason to actually follow this challenge and take a look at the results. But yeah, everything is definitely a long-term thing. Like I'm guessing you haven't had that many sales yet with the new designs.
Some have sold, but I'm giving it a good 3 to 6 months to see really is it pick up. Because a lot of times we do t-shirts for holidays 2 months ahead, right? Just to get the sales rolling. And I have had some sales, but I'd love to share more after 3 to 6 months to really show. Because I think a lot of people who get onto print on demand think that I'm just going to put up some designs and it's going to sell next week, and that's not the reality, and it isn't the reality here too with these that I'm doing for design with Detour, right? So
yeah, that's true, but it's same experience for me. I rarely put up designs and they sell next week. It's just not.
Exactly.
If you have marketing budget, yeah, that sort of thing is more achievable.
But it takes time to rank and takes time for people
Yeah.
to find it and so on. So
Organically, it rarely happens. It's always fun to see in the community. I don't know if people ever share this in your Facebook group, but my Discord server, occasionally someone says, "Oh, I just uploaded this yesterday and it got a sale." You know, that's sort of an exciting event because it rarely happens for most of us.
it does. It rarely happens.
And but going back to AI, obviously we still have the challenge of increasing the quality because it's not good enough for print yet. So with all the different options out there, with Vectorizer AI going paid, what's currently your favorite method for upscaling?
So currently, I've been doing dgb.lol. I used to use Vectorizer AI for the first month, I think January and part of February, until it became paid. And not that I don't want to pay for it. I think it's still a great value. Vectorizer AI is the best. I did a video, with all the other Vectorizer apps out there, and Vectorizer AI to me was still the best one out there. So definitely worth the money. But I wanted to try something different for the challenge. And I'm using dgb.lol and scaling it up to 6 times and then removing the background. And it usually comes out really good. Sometimes there's some little artifacts on the edge, but what I'm doing now is I'm tracing over that edge in Affinity Designer and giving that edge a nice crisp vector line around it. And so those edges, those artifacts on the edges are a lot crispier or hidden. So I have a crispy edge now.
Yeah, I do like DGB as well. I think the vector look, using Vectorizer AI had its benefits because it's kind of easier to edit if you've got vector editing software. But the fact that DGB is free, you can use it in bulk, you can upscale 6 times or even 8 times now.
8 times now,
it's massive. And I know some people complain about the waiting times of this Google Ads, but I mean, you have to choose what you want to do. Do you want to pay $10, $20 a month, or do you want to have a free tool that actually gives you good quality results? So I think that's a great website. And with your graphics, like, you don't notice that it's a raster, like upscale. It still looks like a vector for sure.
Yeah, it does. And people ask me all the time, when should I do upscale and when should I do vector? And I tell them a lot of times, if you're trying to vectorize something very detailed, I don't think the app can handle some of those details, like the gradients and there's a lot of details sometimes with these AI graphics that come out. And so for those really detailed ones, I would go to upscale it anyway, just so I can keep the integrity of the design and not lose any of those nice graphics or those nice details.
If you enjoyed this clip from my podcast, make sure to check out the full episode of Print on Demand Wisdom.